Hey everybody, Scott Jansen here. I thought about this video before I started to record it, and I was stuck on what I wanted to talk about today, and I landed on what would be my number one ACH strategy. Like if I was stranded on a desert island with a client and I could only use one thing, what would it be? Well, in today's video, I'm going to talk about that, and it really encapsulates everything that ACH is, these fast breakthroughs, the 45 to 60-minute breakthroughs that you've seen our students doing. This is it right here. Okay, so if I was asked and I could only use what my number one ACH strategy would be, it would be this right here. I can use this strategy, see if you can guess it before I get to it. I can use this one ACH strategy regardless of the problem my client has. Doesn't matter. Whatever my client comes in with is a guess. Big, small, good looking, ugly problem, whatever it is, all the conclusions, all guessing. So I can use this ACH strategy for any problem. Doesn't matter how big or small the problem is. I hear this all the time. This sometimes gets directed at me. They say you can't use ACH with trauma because the problem's too big. That's a conclusion. That's your guess. A problem's only big because a client makes it big. Now you might be thinking, well, Scott, what if a client goes through years and years of abuse? I understand that, and it's really unfortunate. But the client going through that abuse and the way they think about it makes it big, because there are people that go through life who go through tons of abuse and tons of, let's say, sexual abuse, something like that, and their life continues and they have no problems with it. So it's not a universal rule that because it's this means that. It doesn't mean that. So I can use this strategy no matter how big or small the problem is. It doesn't matter to me. How long they've had the problem for doesn't matter. How many therapists have tried to help them, how they feel about therapy, their thoughts about hypnosis or what I'm going to do, I can still use this one strategy. Doesn't matter who the person is, male, female, young, old, middle-aged, whatever it is, doesn't matter how smart they are. Now, the reason I put this is because people say that people who are more intelligent, it's harder to use ACH on them because they're more conscious, they're less unconscious, and the unconscious mind doesn't express itself. Absolute lie. You're making conclusions, you're making things hard for yourself. So it doesn't matter how smart they are, how illiterate they are, it doesn't matter. I can use this one strategy. What race they are, doesn't matter. Where they are in the world, doesn't matter. What language they speak, doesn't matter as long as I can speak in that language. What they've been through, I don't care. It doesn't matter. Okay. I rely on one thing for every single problem, big, small, medium, large, trauma, addiction, phobias, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it is. And it's not a regression. It's not a timeline. It's not a visualization. It's not a script because all of those things are just guessing. So what are we left with? Now, these points right here that I have up the top, just under the title here, if you want to master ACH and get therapy done extremely quickly, these are the principles you should be relying on. If I go into a session, let me just talk about this quickly. If I go into a session and think, wow, this problem is going to be really, really hard, what am I going to do? Make it harder for myself. If I think, oh, I don't know, I don't like working with men because, there's my conclusion, make it harder for myself. If I think, well, they've been through so much in their life, I've been through nothing, how can I help them? Another conclusion. What about regardless of my client's problem? There are a lot of therapy trainers out there and therapy schools and events and stuff like that that say, you can't work with this strategy for this problem. You have to buy my next course in order to help, like trauma, the latest things like trauma informed and all this stuff. All conclusion, all guessing. This one strategy I'm going to talk about, you've probably heard me talk about it so many times before, fixes all of this stuff. So I rely on one thing no matter how big or small the problem is. And that thing is this right here, guys. What is conscious information and what is unconscious information? When I talk to my client, what is the conscious stuff and what is the unconscious stuff? If you can do that, you will be that elite therapist that everyone looks up to. Okay, it'll go against the grain. It'll go against what every other therapist and hypnotist is doing out there and every course out there. Hence, that's what ACH is doing. But this is the bulk of what's taught in ACH. If you can't figure out what is conscious information or unconscious information, even your favorite technique is going to be very hit and miss. Because you could have the very best therapy process technique learned from the biggest mentor in the world with hundreds of millions of followers all over social media. But if you're applying that strategy to conscious information, you are fixing the wrong thing. It's that band-aid effect. That's why you need so many sessions. That's why it still fails. That's why you need the audios. That's why they tell you to do all of these things, because they know that technique is hit and miss because they are not informed when it comes to conscious information, unconscious information. Now, it's unfortunate when I first came out and started talking about this, now we get a lot of hypnosis schools now also teaching this and saying it's their strategy and stuff, but they're not teaching in the way that's conducive to actually use it in the real world. So Let's look at conscious information. What is unconscious information? If you can do this, you're ahead of the game. After this, you can burn your scripts, get rid of your techniques. Excuse me, you'll never have to use them again. So conscious information tells me nothing about the problem or the payoff. What does that mean? I can ignore it. And I can avoid spinning around the symptom or fixing what I guessed the problem was. Notice what I said there. Conscious information tells me nothing about the problem or payoff. Now, if you're wondering what the payoff is, just watch the video I did before this when we talk about root cause versus payoff. So if I get conscious information, let's say I ask my client a question about their smoking, and they give me a conscious answer, I can ignore it. It tells me nothing. If I get sucked into that story and believe what they're saying to me consciously, because I can't read what is conscious or unconscious, I now start going down a direction that the payoff is not. Instead of going right, which is where the payoff is, I've gone left and I believe their story. And then I wonder why. At the end of my session, my client wakes up out of their traditional hypnosis scripted trance and goes, yeah, I feel okay. And then a day later, they're asking for their money back. They're saying, I need another session. I want my money back because it didn't work. Why? Because you're fixing what is the conscious information. Conscious information will be probably 80% of what your client tells you. How could they not? The client's conscious mind can't penetrate unconsciousness. The unconscious mind just gives clues. It gives hints, not proper sentences, not proper words. It usually comes out very indirectly. But we as therapists believe what our clients say. Now, if you go back to the points I looked up like here, when a client says, well, I've had trauma for 30 years, and you say, oh God, this is going to be a big problem that I want to help with, you're already believing, yes, they probably have gone through the trauma, not doubting that, but the way they express it is all conscious. And if you fix that, they'll forever have that trauma. So if conscious information, when I'm asking my client questions, especially in the hypnotic interview, tells me nothing about the problem or the payoff, ignore it. Don't listen to it. 80%, if not 90% of what your client tells you is conscious. You can ignore it, okay? If you start fixing those symptoms and those conclusions, you're just guessing what the problem is. So here you have the client guessing what their problem is. You have the therapist guessing what to solve, but also guessing what technique to fix the guess of the client and your own guessing. Crazy, absolute crazy. So let's take a step back. What's left? The only thing that matters is unconscious information. And there are ways to hear unconscious information. There are ways to see. There's visual clues and there's auditory clues. And again, for coming along to an ACH training, we spend half a day on this because it's so important, but no one gets taught this. We're all taught to just apply the techniques, technique after technique after technique. This is a principle. Principles govern techniques. Without this, your techniques are useless. So if conscious information tells me nothing, what's left? Unconscious information. The unconscious information is the unconscious mind expressing itself and telling me everything I need to know about the payoff and what needs to be resolved. You can't script or prepare for this stuff because you don't know what it's going to be. It'll come out of your client's mouth and they will be surprised. So this whole idea of you've got to prep it, you've got to script it, you've got to have the techniques ready to go, the folders of scripts and technique. Why? Better question is, how? How can you apply that? Your client doesn't even know what their problem is. They don't know what the root cause is. And if you go into this thinking, I do know what the root cause is, because my last client was a smoker and this client's a smoker, you're now guessing. You're now saying that all people are the same, and they're not. Everybody's payoff is different. Again, if you don't believe me or don't really understand that point, watch the video before this, root cause versus unconscious, the unconscious payoff. So if the unconscious mind expressing itself and telling me everything about the payoff that it needs to be resolved, all I've got to do is listen to that. An example of this is I asked my client a question about their trauma or their phobia. It doesn't matter. It's all the same thing anyway. And my client says 10 words to me. 9 of those words are conscious, but one word stands out that is very unconscious. It'll look different when my client says it. It'll sound different. It might be wrapped in emotions. There might be a slight pause before it. There's many things that let me know what is unconscious and conscious, and we can't go through that list because you've got to sort of catch it in the moment rather than just, forcing it out and making a list, because then therapists are too busy trying to look for what they want to look for and not seeing. It gets really confusing at that point. Again, that's why we teach ACH in a way of having demos and not just having lectures, because lectures do nothing. But all in all, that one word that stood out to me is what I need to pay attention to. And it could be a word like the, or and, or freedom, or love, whatever it is, but it's mixed in with consciousness. All communication is a mixture of conscious and unconsciousness. And our job should only be, and it really is, especially using ACH, is to decipher what is conscious that I can ignore and what is unconscious mind that I need to listen to. And once I hear that one word, I ask a question on the unconscious part of that response. And if it's just one word, I ask them about that. They give me another response. I listen for the unconscious information again. I ask them about that word, then that statement, then that pause or that fluttering of the eye or them starting to cry. Whatever is unconscious, we call this chasing the tail. And at the end of the session, if we were to script this out and write verbatim what my client has said, 95% of the words they've said, we can just delete, put it in the bin. And that 5% is what we concentrated on. And that led us towards the unconscious payoff. And that's what I mean, guys, when you cannot script this stuff. You can't prepare for this because you don't know, nor does your client know what that payoff is. They would have forgotten. If they knew what the payoff is, they could go to a Tony Robbins seminar, get motivated, be done with it, read a book, be done with it. But that's why we're employed. That's why we have clients, because they can't do that. Just like you can't do that for your own problems, okay? So all in all, guys, my one strategy is I rely on what is conscious information, what is unconscious information. And when I really understood this and started putting this into practice and sort of formulated this idea for myself, everything else went out the window. I forgot about everything else, and this is all I concentrate on. If you've been to our ACH trainings and you've seen me do a whole demo, and you think, how does Scott know what to say? Why is it so quick? Why does it get resolved in like half an hour? It's because of this thing right here. And although it seems deceptively simple, it's extremely hard to learn if you're not taught the right way. But the biggest thing is letting go of everything else. This whole reliance on techniques and scripts and strategies and new courses and being trauma informed and shadow work and advanced timeline with super coaching attached to it, all fixing the wrong thing. If you don't learn this, all those techniques and those folders, waste of time. Those certifications on your wall, waste of time. If you haven't learnt this stuff, I highly recommend you do, because it'll make everything you do from this point forward ridiculously simple, like laughably simple. I've sat there with clients before and had to hold back my laughter because we got to the payoff so quick. And I know they're hurting. I know they're in pain. And I know they've been to therapists for years before they came and seen me. And with a quick conversation, half an hour at most, and I ignore 95% of what they say, if not 97 or 8% of what they say, and I focus on that 2% that the other therapists missed because they're too busy doing other things, helps my clients' breakthroughs happen quickly, and that's what they deserve. Okay? So there we have it, guys. Find the conscious information, ignore it, unconscious information, listen to it, question it, keep following that tail. All right, guys? Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.